Hi everybody, I hope you guys are doing great today. We're going to be pulling some general messages for all of the signs, but I am going to be front loading with some astrology. I'm going to timestamp below in the description. So go into the description box if you don't want to listen to the few minutes of astrology beforehand. But enough of you are enjoying it that I want to front load it with it. So let's talk about some of the main transits from January 13th to January 19th. I do have Sam and Charlie, my two meditation buddies, hanging out with us today. I never did introduce you to them, but anyway, let's get right into the energy. So we're all going to be still dealing with the stellium that we had in Capricorn last week, making us think about our role in life and relationships and goals and ambitions, and it's going to be something a little bit different for each of us. The houses that it's hitting for each of us is going to be a little different. And the main house for your archetype I am going to be mentioning in the individual video, so I don't want to get into that now, but let's get right into how we have Venus entering Pisces. I really like this. This is beautiful. It's entering on the 13th of January. It's going to be there until February 7th rather, I'm sorry. Pisces is such a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful fishy energy, sees life in rainbow color, dream kind of things, and is ruled by Neptune. So, things that are Neptunian are very dreamy. Remember, Neptune, for those of you who didn't know, is the father of the emotions, right, in mythology. So in there with Venus, the goddess of love, and also how we think about our connection, how we think about money, our connection to money. So we're going to be thinking about all of these things. And we're going to be getting into a space where we're just going to be embracing things more, where we're going to be able to forgive and understand and just embrace some new ideas and a new way of thinking. There's also, because it's Venusian, there's something very seductive about this energy. You can be very seductive, you can be very, seducible, but regardless, everyone is really compassionate pretty much in this energy to partners of all kinds. So that could be both intimate and business, but this is a very tender and affectionate energy, even though you may experience a sort of longing that's hard to ignore or even define in your soul. And if you're feeling that, it's okay. It's going to feel like a little bit of an echoing, right? This echoing. And again, that's just Neptune. Okay, so just, kind of put it in perspective. Understand that in this energy, it's common for boundaries to feel blurred, having some issues with that. And for those of you who might be susceptible to the shadow side of this energy for whatever reason, you might end up feeling in a way like you feel victimized or deluded about a situation. You're trying to find yourself very much evading a certain truth or reality, all right? So, but that's not for everybody. For the most part, this is really very much a beautiful, compassionate, very nice vibe, and it's going to end up lightening up when Mercury ingresses into Aquarius, okay? So we have, but going back to what I just mentioned about Venus entering Pisces, you want to look in your chart to see where is your Venus fall, where does your Venus fall, and where is Pisces in your chart. And those areas are going to be feeling that deeper level of compassion, that deeper, the seductive qualities. You're going to be feeling it even more in there. Now on January 16th all the way to the 23rd, we do have Mercury's ingressing into Aquarius. We'll be there until the 3rd. This is very positive transit, guys, very positive. So you want to think about, where is Mercury in your chart? So you want to look for Mercury, Gemini, or Virgo, right? Because those are ruled by Mercury, as well as Aquarius, right? Or Neptune, because Neptune rules Aquarius. But this is where we're just going to be hungry to learn and grow and open up. A lot of new ideas are coming in, very original ideas. We're going to be thinking out of the box here, which is really cool, right? Because think about Uranus. That's what Uranus does. It's surprises, but it's change too, and different ideas coming in. And we're all just naturally going to become more, not overnight, mind you, but these things are going to start hitting us, where we're going to start identifying how we're becoming more progressive and objective in our mindset, kind of across the board, where there's this a heavy energy of inventing and progressive thinking at its peak for both personal and professional circumstances in your life. And the only thing here is Mercury's doing a little square in action here with Uranus the last couple of days, and you have that with the Mercury in Aquarius. So this ends up creating this kind of weird angle where it's that bullying energy that I mentioned when I did the monthly. I don't want you to worry about it too much because it is a positive transit, but this is definitely a good, like, to be forewarned, to be forearmed. If somebody is being really abrupt with you, or you find yourself losing your marbles over somebody else, for something that they did, really just try to reconnect and ground yourself and understand that that's just the energy and it's going to pass. So just kind of like let it pass if you can. And then we do have on the 17th, we have the last quarter moon in Libra, and this is where you might be feeling a strong need for balance and harmony now, right? You desire to keep things nice and copacetic. You want to make sure that you don't do that at the like cost of holding back both your good and bad feelings. This is very much because you guys are tarot people, like a Four of Pentacle vibe, where you might feel this need to protect yourself and just protect the peace. You just don't want nonsense. A lot of us are going to be feeling, kind of afraid to be who we really are, despite what's expected from us, just because we want to keep the peace. So that's definitely there. But we do have Palace entering Capricorn, and I really like this because this is just about creative intelligence, hard work, getting stuff done, getting good stuff done, and that's it. As far as the important transits go, that is what we need to be mindful of this week, guys. Now let's pull some cards. See you in a minute. Hi Libra, hope you guys are doing great today. So this is going to be general messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get right into this. So guys, for you, it's going to be all about your 4th house this year, right? So this is really where you're going to be feeling the beginnings of it happening. And that 4th house is naturally associated with the moon and Cancer. But this has a lot to do with your integration of mind, body, and feelings surrounding your sense of I, if you know what I mean, like the sense of it's me in here who's experiencing and doing compared to the outside. So it's like your internal self and what you desire inside internally compared to what's happening external in your life. And it's all about your internal base of operations. It's home, it's roots, it's what you do in private, it's the influence of your family, past and present. And this is about looking at how you end things, Libra, How do you end things in your life when it's time to end things? And honoring the idea that in this energy, your soul is kind of like an intermediary or like a middleman between yourself and the events that you're dealing with in your life. And you're just going to feel very called to make some bold moves right now. And it's all starting. It started for you guys, I feel like, already. Now, we have this Cancer Capricorn eclipse, but to be honest with you, I really feel that the other 2 cardinal signs are going to be really feeling it the most, which would be you guys and Aries. I just do feel like that right now. So your crowning energy is patience. Patience. And your gift is the King of Air. So we have the King of Swords. So yeah, being very honest with yourself right now, really focusing on the truth. And let's get a challenge for the week is a Messenger of Fire. Okay, interesting, very cool. So we'll use the Chakra Tarot for your gift energies. Nice colorful deck. So yeah, King of Air is just about this truth coming in. Oh, cards are popping. Truth coming in, and you being very in touch with what that is. This is you sizing people up second they walk in the room. You can tell what their intention is, what their motivation is before they even open their mouth. You're just going to be very tuned in. A very internal time for you, Libra. It's very interesting. You're going to be just doing this kind of like you're inside yourself, looking out this internal window to the rest of the world, So this is you in the recent past having to do with this gift, this truth that's coming in. So we have the Princess of Coins, very nice. And the Three of Coins, like it. Very nice. Okay, right now you are the Knight of Swords, woohoo, coming in. And the Sun, woo, Libra, I'm liking this so far. Your challenge is the Eight of Cups reverse and the Two of Coins reverse. Okay, talk about that. And the outcome, King of Cups, Four of Coins. Okay, so let's talk about this. Princess of Coins is a court card, so this could be you, someone you're dealing with, or a situation, but this is telling me that you've either had this realization, and I feel like this is very internal, something could have happened out in the 3D, but you feeling like you realize something that you felt very connected to. I'm getting for a lot of you, it has to do with this idea. It's like a decision was made. A decision was made, and the Three of Coins is all about the building energy. Right? It's a building energy. So this is your building. This is the architect card. So that in your mind, you have come to a decision to either venture on a different path, to continue on the path that you were on in a different way. But for many of you in your recent past, you came to a decision, and it was a decision that was really, really good. And it honestly was a decision that is your truth, but it's also a decision that cannot happen overnight. Therefore, we need the patience that we have as the crowning energy. So now we have the Knight of Swords and the Sun, where you are right now. So this is you just really living in your truth. This is you dealing now. There's a sharpness to this. You got to be careful here with the Knight of Swords energy this particular week, because it's an air energy. You know, this is a mercurial vibe. And remember what I said in the astrology portion, we're going to have Mercury in there with Aquarius. So you want to be careful to not be too aggressive and too pushy. But there is this idea that you are going to be living in your truth. Like, I love this energy. I can't even tell you the great feeling I have right now, because I feel like whatever it is, if you're open to it, whatever it is that you've decided, wherever it is that you see yourself going, this path, it doesn't mean that you're arriving now, but it's this path is absolutely the right path for you. And this is validation if ever I saw it. Because that is the Sun energy, is about being in that right space with the right person on the right path at the right job, and just feeling peace. Moving into the space where we feel peace, right? And I do like that. What was just in my mind to say that just kind of like ran out of my mind? And guys, when I say be open to it, you got to understand that all of the energy that we discuss at all times is always happening internal to us. It's not out here. It's not like it's shooting around out in space and we have to grab it. That's not how it works. It happens out in space, and because we're energetic human beings, it's existing within us at the same time. You follow? So when we hold on to unhealthy things in the past and we keep ourselves in negative patterning, this creates blocks within us, the energetic blocks. That's what a block means, right? Within us internally. So just think about that for a minute, right? And think about where in your body you hold tension, where in your body you hold stress. And we're so much more than our body, these clunky, wacky things that our soul is housed in, right? But the energy does move through us, so it's about really allowing that to move through. Somebody needed to hear that. I don't know why I felt moved to say that. Okay, so now in your challenge, we have the Eight of Cups, and we reverse, and we have the Two of Coins reverse. So this tells me that part of the challenge here is, yes, you have decided something and you feel very peaceful with the path that you're going to be venturing on. Doesn't mean you're not going to be nervous. Doesn't mean it won't have its challenges, but it does mean that you know it's ultimately going to be for your highest good. But it does require you turning your back on a cycle or something that's been in your life thus far. And you're in a space where it's like, you're having a hard time deciding how to and when to and in exactly what way to actually pull that trigger, because the Two of Coins is about feeling this connection between two things and these two paths, but feeling very confused really about what it is. And the thing is, it's the issue at hand that's getting in the way of you making the decision is actually not within you. It's having to do with somebody or something external to you. So if this has to do with a job, a Two of Coins reverse energy could certainly be where maybe you're confused about leaving a job because you have people that you need to provide for. You know, and that's really very much an issue that you're needing to deal with. Or if you're looking to I don't know, for some of you, if you're looking to leave a marriage, you're concerned about your children, or you're concerned how things are going to roll out as far as investments, and where is the money going to come from, you know, out external. I mean, it could be a bunch of different things because it's a general message, but yeah. But it's recognizing that you need to end a cycle that you've been in, and that is where the challenge is, right? That's where the challenge is. Okay, so then now in the outcome we have the King of Cups energy. I mean, this is just fabulous. I mean, it just is, you know? I mean, you're going to have what you need. You're going to have what you need. You just are. So this is about really being in touch with your emotions and following your heart. This is following your heart and everything working out from there, because you're going to be living your truth, Libra. This is very clear to me. Very direct message. Yeah. Very direct message. But you're going to have patience. I mean, you have to have patience. So let's see what we have with Messenger of Air. Fire, rather. Messenger of Fire. So, and this is in your challenge. It's like, yeah. Now, the gift here does not have to have anything to do with the challenge, you know, directly. This could have been your job, your home situation, your relationship, and this could be career or relationship. Something to do with your family, anything like that. But it is something coming in that's really sparking your passion, but it's a challenge for you. Okay, this is a challenge. It's like you feeling this fire in the belly, and you know, the natural connection I'm making here is that you're feeling this, and you're feeling your truth, right? But at the same time, you're feeling it's like a fire in your belly. You want it to just happen already, and you're having a hard time with the patience part. So let's see if that connects. Look at the sun again. Are you kidding? All right. So the Four of Pentacles, and this tells me that in the recent past you were in a space of just feeling either that you didn't want to give more of yourself to a certain situation, a cycle, a relationship, a job. You were just kind of in like self-preservation mode. You're doing what you had to do, and you weren't doing a lick more. You really weren't. Or this is you feeling like somebody was doing this to you, or somebody just really wasn't on the same the same excited path as you. You know, you were just feeling like that because you had all of this unbelievable desire, dreams that you know is the right path for you. Like, Libra, I don't even feel like, I'm telling you right now, I don't even feel like there's any confusion here about where you see yourself. If there's any confusion at play here, it's only in the actual execution of it, right? It's how is it going to all actually look at the end of it, and figuring out how you're going to make it happen. And this is where I really think like this fourth house energy is coming in, where you're really going to be connecting your mind, body, feelings, and this idea of me in here living my life in this other thing, in this other narrative that's actually my life, and where do I fit in all of that, right? But you're feeling this fire in your belly, but you know where you are right now, it is just not your wish fulfillment, and it's not your truth. It's just not. It's not. And, you know, the challenge here is recognizing, look, I mean, the cycle is done. You know that the cycle is done. There's not going to be healing. If it has to do with a relationship, there's not going to be healing here. This is not easy. And it is not easy if you're the one who leaves the job or if you get fired. It's not easy if you leave the relationship or if somebody else leaves the relationship. Maybe it's harder if you get fired, if you get left, obviously, but it's not easy for anyone when it was something big and meaningful, right? Or a friendship. But there's this recognition that there is just not going to be a continuation of the cycle, and that there's not going to be any real healing around it for it to move forward into a new cycle. It can be healing for you to move forward in a healthy way, but not in and of itself. And the outcome of this is the King of Wands reverse, which is just you not feeling passion anymore to be in this, but you moving into the Lover's energy. So and the Lover's energy just means a soul connection. So this can be you feeling in soul connection with yourself. This could be you meeting somebody, if those of you who are in that space in your life, meeting somebody where you have a very deep, beautiful soul connection. This can be for many of you who are in a long-term relationship, you guys going through all of these energies, recognizing that this cycle needs to end, that whatever it is, there needs to be change within the dynamic, and there being a lot of arguing, a lot of back and forth, and just this recognition that things are not going to be able to be healed as they were, and that cycle needs to be over. And if this is somebody of substance and of value in your life in a way where you think they can move forward with you, you guys are going to be in a space of recognizing the clouds, which is conflict, and with the blessing of Archangel Raphael, being able to heal this and move forward and reconnect with that passion again. But for a lot of you, this is going to be a moving on to something new, or just moving into a space where you feel so at one with yourself, Libra, just really at one with yourself, and just really feeling very like tuned in and turned on and connected to what it is that you want for your life. Like, I feel like there's just no even arguing with you at this point about where you want to go and what you want. You might not know all the components and how it's going to happen, like I said, exactly, but there's a lot of planning here, and there's definitely this forward movement into something that you feel super confident about. But there is going to be somebody who's going to be in your way that's going to end up creating energetic blocks. Now, they have a choice. They could either, work with you, or if they work against you, I don't see them coming on your path. I just don't. They're not coming. They're not. If they're not going to get on to like Team Libra, not to say that you're mandating that you get everything your way, but if they're not even going to compromise, I don't see you taking them into that next cycle with you. I just don't see it. Yeah, I just don't. But there's such a decisiveness I'm vibing here with you. I really like it. I like it. So let's pull, for those of you in the space of love who are open to love, let's see what kind of messages come in that arena. We might get messages for those of you who are in a solid relationship, in a weird space. I do try to interpret it for different situations. If you will meet somebody, what you need to work out within yourself right now. A message for you. Okay. That's good. A message for you. Ooh, I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Ooh, I just gotta chill. I'm thinking of you this very moment, Libra. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what these say. Kisses, soulmates, keys on a ring. So I feel like the keys on a ring, this is about options, okay? This is about having to deal with the idea of options and being very unconventional in your relationship. And the energy of feeling strung along in one way or another, okay? So now this could be you feeling strung along, or somebody else feeling that you strung them along, or that you're stringing them along right now. But then we have kisses and soulmates. Kisses is all about unconditional loving, giving, and receiving affection and falling in love. And soulmates is about soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. Okay, so I need to pull some cards on those. I want to qualify this keys on a ring. What's the idea with these options? I mean, they're thinking of you at this very moment. You know, your love fills them with light. I love you, but then we have many options. What the hell is that about? Okay. Building. Okay. Okay. So I'm getting here for a lot of you, you were involved in a connection where you guys were building something together with the Architect card, the Three of Pentacles, and there was a definitive offer of love to move forward in a relationship and to just be committed and connected. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups energy. But now I want to mention something about the Knight of Cups energy that I don't always mention, and I really always should. You want to make sure that the walk matches the talk with the Knight of Cups energy. Because sometimes this can be somebody coming in promising the world, the planet, the moon, and the stars, and they have a really hard time with follow through. So I feel like, you know, this may be the case here because we end up with you feeling that something was just very unfair. You were living in a space of feeling unfair. Things were just handled in a very unfair way, and you ended up losing the passion to move forward in it, and you didn't want to enter this next cycle and take the chance of entering this next cycle with them. So there is this pulling away, right? There is this pulling away. And I do feel like the idea of the options and the feeling strung along, I feel like because their words were not matching their actions, you started to feel strung along in one way or another. And we could feel this way even when we're with somebody for many, many years, where there's lots of conversation, there's lots of lip service, and not even that there's any malice involved. It's just somebody just not showing up. You know, and this idea of being led down this path where the promises just weren't coming to fruition and things were just not rolling out the way they were discussed. And no alternative options were discussed either. But at the end of the day, Libra, they love you. I mean, they love you. This is about unconditional love and soulmate energy. So I do feel like, you know, whatever it is, if this is resonating with you, this was something that happened that needs to be either communicated, and if they don't have the capacity to show up in the way you need, I just don't see them moving into this next space with you, even though they love you. You know, soulmates are funny like that, these soulmate connections. You know, those of you watching me know my deal about that. I'm not a fan of the soulmate thing. I always talk about the red thread energy. Red thread energy is what we want. That's where we feel connected in our soul, where we learn lessons together, but then we end up together in a healthy way. We figure stuff out. We argue towards healing. You know what I mean? Like the issues are done towards a path of healing. So, you know, connect that to your life however that makes sense to you. But that is what I have for you right now, Libra. I wish you guys an awesome week, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye-bye.